The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 Black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically Black and proud media, from podcasts to independent Black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available right now on Google Play and the Apple Store. Join the movement. Be empowered.
Good afternoon and welcome to Community Focus. This is Friday, the last Friday before Christmas. It is December the 19th. Before I forget, happy birthday shout out to my niece Jessica, who's 20-something today. I'm so glad you are tuning into our program. This is Community Focus, and let's start with some weather today. Our low today was 18, but as I got up this morning, I saw it feels like 1 or 2 or something like that. Our high today will be 31. Tomorrow in Muskegon, we have a 35% chance of snow or rain mix, low of 23, high of 38. Sunday, a low of 17, high of 27. On Monday, a 55% chance of snow, low of 26, high of 37. Things begin to warm up on Tuesday, low of 31, high of 40. On Wednesday, low of 30, high of 41. And then next Thursday, a low of 41, high of 47. So as of now, no snow in sight for Christmas, and you may have a chance to get out and slush around just a little bit a couple of days before Christmas. All right, that is our weather. As you've gotten accustomed to me doing on Fridays, I share my 5 list with you, not necessarily a top 5 or most important 5, but just my 5 list. As an adult, I enjoy Christmas growing up, but people feel different about Christmas based on their life experiences. And so I was looking at an article today, things to make it feel like Christmas. Maybe you're not in the mood. Maybe you're tired with all the shopping, the commercialization, whatever reason. So how about some things to get you in the mood for Christmas? And this is actually, I stole this from a website, but the number one thing is get a Christmas tree. I know a couple of years in there, I just wasn't feeling Christmas, didn't get a tree, but get a tree. Number 2, play Christmas music, and you can find Christmas music and whatever genre music you enjoy. You can get jazz, you can get gospel, classical, Motown sound, rock. So get some Christmas music. Number 3, they say, is candles. Not a big candle person, but maybe that'll do it for you. I like number 4, though. Try some new traditions. Maybe come up with something new for you and your family to do to celebrate Christmas. Hey, Janine, how are you? Number 5, how about Christmas concerts, plays, and movies? The last week or so, my wife and I have been on Tubi. Don't judge me. And we have been watching Christmas movies, some good, some bad. They're starting to blend in together. But we have been watching Christmas movies. Maybe you go back to some of the classics. Then I'll give you 2 bonuses today. One, holiday pictures, maybe past or take some new pictures. So holiday pictures. And number 7, again, one of my favorites, get involved. And my side hustle, as many of you know, sometimes I deal with people who just are in a funk. They had dealing with things in their life. We're always better when we share our life with other people. So get out. There's many organizations. One we're going to be talking to today. Maybe they have Christmas parties. They're doing things for families, getting gifts for kids. Get involved with somebody else. It's always good when we share our life with other people. All right. That's my 5 list. All right. As the screen widens out today, I'm excited to welcome to the program one of my favorite people with one of my favorite organizations in Muskegon Heights. Melissa, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me.
For folks that may not know you, would you tell people about Reed Muskegon and tell them about yourself a little bit?
Sure. So, again, my name is Melissa Moore. I have been the executive director of Reed Muskegon since 2013, and I will
Okay.
always say it is the best job I have ever had. So, Reed Muskegon has been around since 2005. This is our 20-year anniversary. When we started, our focus was to provide free tutoring for low literacy adults, help them build the skills they need to get good jobs and raise their kids and all that stuff. Over the years, as we have evolved as an organization, we realized, we can't keep waiting for people to become adults before we give them the help they need.
Yes.
So today, we provide programs for 0 to 5-year-olds with their aunts, uncles, parents, foster parents, whoever it is that can get them in with them for those programs. We provide free tutoring for K-12 students. We're just getting started doing some of that in the school as well. And then we provide one-on-one tutoring for adults. We have English language classes for adults. We provide programming in the jail, which is a great time for men and women who find themselves in our county jail to build some skills and connect with us so they can continue that when they get out. And then we also provide a lot of leadership in the county. So we bring together people who are in positions to make a difference, to bring resources to the table, whether it's volunteers, all kinds of different things to help remove some of the barriers that keep people from getting the education they deserve.
Okay. And we've talked a number of times. So there's a few things I want to cover today.
Sure.
First, if you said, tell people where you're located.
Yep. So right now, we are at 26 East Broadway in downtown Muskegon Heights. We love being there, right across from the old Strand Theater building. Yep.
Yeah. We'll talk about the other announcement later.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the whole area of literacy. And
Sure.
you talked about different things you're doing. One of the last things you mentioned was getting into the jails and jails. I don't say jails and prisons, the jails, and working with adults.
Yeah.
What is that relatively new? Have you been doing that for a while?
So we've been working with adults since we were founded. We have been in the jail, I would say, since about 2015.
Okay.
We started that work as part of the EXIT program, which is a reentry program, workforce development program, and then began offering programming also in the jail for people who weren't sentenced into EXIT. Started with men and then expanded to women.
Okay.
But right now in the United States, over half of adults, so 54%, read below a 6th grade level.
54%.
54%. In Muskegon County, 20% of adults read below a 4th grade level. So imagine trying to do the things you and I take for granted every day, reading that low. But there's another, I think it's about 47% that read at like a 5th to 8th grade level.
What's the grade level to be considered literate?
High school.
High school.
Yeah,
Okay.
really like to get a lot of the good paying jobs these days. I was just talking to one of my board members this morning, and he was talking about a manufacturing job. But every day they have a new contract from somebody where you have to be able to sit and put something together and read the instructions and follow them. So that's literacy, right? And if you can't read and not just read the words, but understand what they mean, it's hard to do a lot of the jobs today that pay a good wage. So we work really hard to reach those individuals that could use our help to improve their life, to get a better job. I mean, imagine managing your health, right? If you read below an 8th grade level, even, if you've got diabetes or heart disease or a child who needs to manage medication, imagine trying to manage finances. A lot of the learners who come to us don't use banks because it's too much information. It's hard to participate in our community, to vote and understand what you're voting for. All of those things, again, that we take for granted. Over half of the adults in our country struggle to do that.
What does it take? I mean, people may be in special programs. What does it take for an adult to come to the realization I need some help? Yeah.
So that is one of the hardest things, I think. They know inside that they struggle, right? They know they need help, but being an adult who is spoken English their whole life. So we do provide programs for those who are not native English speakers.
Sure.
And when English isn't your first language, there's a lot of pride in learning English and
Yes.
moving your life forward. But when English is the first language you spoke and you've been through our school system and you still find yourself an adult who's at one of those lower levels,
Yes.
it's embarrassing, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot to ask for help and to let other people in on what is usually a secret, or you think it is. And so it takes somebody like a pastor at a church or a healthcare provider or a relative oftentimes to connect them to us.
Mhm.
And then our job is to take away that shame and turn it into pride,
Yeah.
right? And saying, there is so much to feel proud about, and asking for help and changing your life and taking control over it and using the power that reading brings to participate in your community, to speak out on things you care about. So a big piece of what we do is that relationship building to start with. That's one of the things we work hard on in the jail is building that relationship of trust and helping people believe that their lives can be different, right? If you're in your 40s or 50s, we have learners as old as 82. If you've lived your whole life one way, that mind shift can be really tough, and so that takes time too. So we just have to have patience. We have to have understanding. We have to meet people where they're at and listen to what their goals are. What's going to motivate them to make a change?
I want to ask this, not even in a political way, but just the reality. You do a lot of English second language for people who English is their first language. With all the changes, immigration, those kind of things, have you guys been affected by that in terms of people coming in wanting assistance?
Sure, of course. Yeah, we still have a very robust, very full English language classes that we offer around the county. But the reality is that in the last 6 to 9 months, we have seen enrollment in those classes go down. And we do our best to create a positive, safe community for those who come. But we are definitely seeing lower numbers. Some people may be transitioning from coming to a public class to doing one-on-one tutoring. But we are still here. And we are a big part, again, of helping that community to build the skills that they need to get good jobs, to participate in our community, to further their own education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, you don't do it alone. You're outstanding director, but talk about the staff they have working with you there.
We are so lucky. I always say, we could be, it doesn't matter what our building looks like, right? It doesn't matter the space we're in. It's the people who are there that make Read Muskegon who it is. So we have an amazing staff that come from all different backgrounds. They're not all education backgrounds, social services, all kinds of things. We have someone on our staff who is a native Spanish speaker who's there for people when they come in that feel more comfortable communicating in Spanish. But Andre Pierce, who's one of our program assistants, is a native of Muskegon Heights. Shay Ross, who's our program director, has been around for quite a while. She actually commutes into here from Grand Rapids. So I think that we should feel really proud about that. Somebody is, making their way from Grand Rapids to Muskegon Heights to work. We also have an amazing AmeriCorps Vista volunteer who comes to us from United Way, Lanisha Spencer, who is also a native of this area. And she has done a great job, helping us find the places in the community where we should be to help build relationships. So I love our staff, and I get to sit here and talk about what we do, but it's really them who drives the organization.
I'll tell you a story. When I was in college, a friend of mine was in speech pathology, and she had to volunteer. Part of her curriculum had to volunteer time at a program like yours. She had a guy, and she said, she had to meet her at a certain place. And she gave him the street names of where they were going to meet. And then we were talking, it didn't dawn on me he might not
can't
know
read
the
the
street
streets.
name. I said that to say, we talked earlier on Broadway, Muskegon Heights, but you've made a commitment to being in the community.
Yes.
And so for folks that may not know, you're located on Broadway now, but that's going to change in the future, correct?
It is. And remind me after this, because I'll have to tell you a story about street signs. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so about 2 years ago now, I guess, we purchased the building at 2709 Peck Street, the old Potter's Lamps building,
Yes,
which then
yes.
belonged to the church,
Mhm.
and spent quite a while talking to our learners, our
Yeah.
tutors, the community, architects, getting input on what a literacy hub is what we're calling it
Yes.
would look like. So we outgrew our space on Broadway,
Mhm.
wanted to stay in the Heights, spent a long time looking for a space that would offer us all those same things. We love
Yes.
having big storefront windows where people
Yes.
can look in and
Uh-huh.
say, hey, what's going on in there, and walk
Yeah.
in the door. We love being right in downtown Muskegon Heights.
Mhm.
It is easy to find us.
Yes.
It's easy to get here off the highway.
Mhm.
So we started design on the building over a year ago, and then also about a year ago we started raising funds
Mhm.
to fully renovate that building.
Yep.
So when it is complete, which we are hoping right now with fingers crossed, depending on
Mhm.
this weather, will be May 1st.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably take a little bit of time to get settled in before we open up to the
Mhm.
public. But in that building, there will be, one of the things we're most excited about is
Mhm.
a purpose-built children's room,
Yes.
so that
Yeah.
when adults come in
Mhm.
for programming, whether it's
Yes.
tutoring or classes, we will have free care for their children there, because that's one of the biggest barriers to
Sure.
participation.
Yeah.
And not only will those children be in care,
Mhm.
but these are some of the most vulnerable children if they're in a home with a lower literacy adult. So they
Yes.
will also be getting extra early literacy skill
Mhm.
building while they're with us.
Yeah.
We will have spaces for our tutors and learners to meet. They
Mhm.
have to meet in public. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to find a quiet space at a library, or sometimes they're going to a McDonald's or
Sure.
something to meet.
Yeah.
So we will have space where they'll have access to Chromebooks. They'll have access to our curriculum books. They'll have access to us
Mhm.
as program staff when they need
Yeah.
our help. And then in the center, we are super excited to have a classroom training room where, again, there'll be access to technology. We'll have Chromebooks and all of the tech that they'll need to learn. Our hope is that once that's open, we'll be able to offer free drop-in K-12 tutoring for students. I mean, we're in walking distance of the high school and middle school, and offer also a place where community can gather, where we can do some events, where we can open up the building to some of our neighbors and partners to bring other people into Muskegon Heights who maybe never
Yes.
take the time to take that left off of Peck Street,
Sure.
or onto Peck Street off of
Uh-huh.
Sherman, and see what's down here and see
Yeah.
all of the potential. So we're
Yeah.
super excited about
Yeah.
that.
It's you get a new building, you're excited. You always want to let's get to it. But how was it important for you to take the time to? I know you had community meetings, you had surveys. How important was that process to you all?
Very important, and it will continue to be important. We wanted to make sure that we built a space that honored our learners, where they could come in and see beauty around them, but it also meets their needs. And so we listened a lot, both to our learners and our tutors, our instructors. We also wanted to honor the history of that building and of Muskegon Heights. So one of the things I am most excited about, which I cannot wait to share, is the mural that is going to span, it'll be 5 feet tall and span the whole building. So I think it's about 48 feet long.
Okay.
We are working with an organization called Lions and Rabbits in Grand Rapids that specializes in creating place-based art. So working with organizations like us. So they put out a call to artists. We had an advisory committee of community members, some from right here in the Heights, that looked at those, picked 3 artists to be finalists. And then just this week, we looked at the final renderings and selected the final artist. And I was so afraid I would be disappointed. And instead, we were just all blown away. And
Really?
the artists that we selected, and we don't know the names, we don't know where the people are from. It's
Okay.
all a blind process. So we're
Okay.
really just looking at
Yeah.
the work. He wrote this artist statement about the journey of literacy. I mean, wait until you see it. And
Oh, wow.
to know that people are going to drive into the Heights and be able to look,
Yeah.
up at that building
Oh,
and see this
awesome.
story. I mean, it really is a story that
Okay.
spans that whole
Wow.
building, is going to be really neat. So that should be ready to go and be installed as part of the construction in the spring.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I asked you about staff, but
Mhm.
also talk about what makes the program go,
Yeah.
the numerous
The
volunteers.
volunteers. And
Yeah.
as soon as you said volunteers, I'm like, I totally forgot about them, which I cannot, because volunteers are how Reed Muskegon was founded. When I was hired in 2013, I was the very first executive director. Like, it was an all volunteer run
okay.
organization. We had a
Yeah.
couple people working a few hours a week, but volunteers are the heart and soul of what we do. They continue to be. When somebody is struggling to read, the very best way to help them move forward is with one-on-one tutoring.
Sure.
And we just can't afford to do that with paid staff.
Sure. Sure.
And so I think people sometimes are intimidated, like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how to teach someone to read.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't either when I started at Reed Muskegon. But the beauty of what we do is that we train and support volunteers, and we break everything down so that they do feel comfortable doing that. There are a lot of ways to volunteer too. Not everybody wants to be a one-on-one tutor, but you can go into one of our classes and work one-on-one with a learner who might need some extra attention. We need tutors in our schools for students as we start to try to place volunteers in our K-12 schools. We have a middle school program that's going to be launching in probably in January once they come back to school. Where it's really more about changing their attitude about being readers. So it's more about helping them find things they love to read rather than teaching them to read. Sometimes we use volunteers in our 0 to 5 programs, just being an extra set of hands when you've got a room full of, toddlers running around. So all different kinds of ways, but our volunteers are amazing. And they, like I said, they are the heart and soul of what we do. It is really the very best way to help people.
Yeah. I know we had, I've been a couple places where I think we had somebody from organization come to our church, and I think one of the groups that the foundation convenes. And one of the things it was interesting. I think we were just talking about like things like every organization puts out flyers or posts things on Facebook. And I was somebody that was just talking about like little things like that you don't think about. There are people who struggle with reading when you put these things out.
Yeah,
they put up something I think in a room with just like, here's some things maybe you think about doing different to consider the audience. And I just thought, wow, it was really helpful.
Yeah. And one of the things Reed Muskegon does is we have something called the Literacy Ally Training, which may have been what you saw. So that was Shay from Reed Muskegon who did that. And so we've done that for all of the different departments of the city of Muskegon. We've done it for, I think, almost all of the early childhood providers through the ISD. We've done it for banks. And what it does is it helps you identify when somebody might be a struggling reader that's trying to hide it and figure out what to do in that moment so that you don't embarrass the other person, that you come away with the information you need and they leave feeling successful. But the other piece of what we do in there is exactly what you were talking about, which is think about the written information you're sending out or putting on your website. If somebody's a struggling reader, are they going to be able to access that? And there are a ton of tools online that can take something, tell you what grade level it was written at, and help you not change that. That's what AI is great for now, right? Change it down to a 4th grade reading level. If we know half the country reads below a 6th grade level, you don't want to put out important information about, the water system being flushed or something, or, important, think about COVID information that was going out and how hard that was to decipher. And then think about those people who struggle to read. So one of the things we try to do is help people think more critically about that and change the way that they put information out in the world.
Okay. So if folks are interested in wanting to volunteer or donations, how can they get in contact with you?
Sure. So if you are interested in volunteering, you can call our office. It's 747-7273. You can stop by Monday through Wednesday. We are open 9 to 5. Thursdays and Fridays, we're open right now by appointment only. When we're in the new building, we'll be open every day. And we will talk you through, what you might be interested in, your availability, talk to you about opportunities that we have. We have a waiting list right now of people waiting for tutors, so we can use that. If you're interested in donating, you can reach out to me directly if you would like. We did start work on the building, but we are still doing fundraising because we can build this beautiful building, but part of the campaign is to also build our endowment at the Community Foundation,
Mhm.
because we need to be here 20 years from now,
Yes.
because this issue is so big, it's not going to get fixed overnight.
Mhm.
So that is our sustainability. So we will continue to raise
Mhm.
funds until we meet our full goal. And the second half of that goal is really about that sustainability.
Mhm. I know part of your, you have a lot of responsibilities as a director. Do you ever get a chance to still tutor people or work with people
um,
one on one?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't, because my days are so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Somebody calls for a meeting
Mhm.
or whatever it happens to be, and I don't want to let a learner down,
I
right?
see. Yeah.
But I do get to see them when they come in the
Mhm.
office, to talk to them. We just did our 20th birthday party a
Mhm.
couple Saturdays ago,
Yeah.
and we got to hand out certificates of achievement to our learners. So I try to stay connected with them as
Yeah.
much as possible, because when you're in my job, you're not always doing the fun work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you lose focus on why you're doing it. And I think when you get to talk to Benny, our 82-year-old learner, and he talks about how much his life has changed and how his family respects him differently now, like you're like, yeah, I can do this financial stuff today because this is for Benny, not for
Sure.
me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've been to Lansing, testified in legislature. Um, are any of our attitudes changing how we understand literacy?
yes, yeah. So this week I was at the governor held her first ever literacy summit, and I was invited to attend. So I was very honored because it was mostly elected officials, ISD superintendents, bigger organizations, and I was kind of like, how did I get on this list? But I
Yeah.
was super excited to be there, and there was a lot of, so she's really focusing her last year in office on trying to impact K-12 literacy, because right now Michigan is 44th in the country.
I saw that today.
And yeah, there's been a lot of press out about that summit. And one of the things that was really emphasized there that we have known at Reed Muskegon is that we need to go back and really focus on the science of reading, which is all the things probably you and I were taught growing up. It's phonics, sounding things out. There was a switch for a couple decades to approaching reading differently.
Mhm.
And a lot of people think that's one of the reasons we are at where we are today, but you can't just fix that overnight. So when we've got these kids in homes where adults are struggling to read, we've got to work at both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a lot of attitude change. Some of the major business owners that were at this summit,
Yeah.
they said, we are paying attention now because we see that this is a crisis. It's impacting us as employers, and we need to be part of the solution. We've got great education, like higher ed institutions in Michigan, at Michigan State, University of Michigan, GVSU, who are doing research and helping. They're looking at teacher training and changing the way teachers focus on learning to teach reading, because it was a very small piece of their teacher education before. So I do think there is kind of a sea change. People are realizing, wow, we can't just assume this is going to fix itself. Adult literacy rates have been the same for 30 years.
Wow.
I mean, you can't look at that and say, well, we're just going to keep doing things the way
Yeah,
we've been
yeah,
doing them, right?
yeah.
So we need innovative thinkers. We need people who are willing to put their resources on the table to help solve this. We've got a lot of those great people right here in Muskegon County.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about the way we do our work at Reed Muskegon is that we help our learners increase their reading skills, but we also help them understand that power that they get when that happens and how to use that power to be a part of shaping the community they want to live in, of shaping the education system that their children deserve. And so I don't want to see just people like you and me at the table. We need our participants, our ex-learners who are now beyond where they need our help, sitting at the table, helping us craft solutions based on their lived experience. Those are going to be so much more impactful than what I can come up with. So
Sure. Most of the time flies. I always enjoy talking with you. I always learn some things when we talk. Folks, we're talking with Melissa Moore, Director of Reed Muskegon, located 26 Broad, Muskegon Heights. We got about 30 seconds. I'm going to give you the last word, Melissa.
Yeah, I would just say there is something every single one of us can do to make a difference. Whether it is referring somebody to us because there's somebody in your life might need our help, call us and we can help you have that conversation with them. Or taking some time to volunteer with us. Like I said, we've got a waiting list. We will find a way to help. If you're interested in potentially contributing to our building project and our capital campaign, please reach out because it's really important.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a slight break and we will be back with our next guest.
There ain't no limit to where you go when you put your heart in it. We going far, but the sky is the limit. There ain't no place like home. It's the kids' free trip to Africa, going back to the motherland. You gon' wish you were there with us. Pack your bags 'cause we're leaving now. Kids' free trip to Africa, going back to the motherland. You gon' wish you were there with us. Pack your bags 'cause we're leaving now. Where my sisters at? Where my brothers at? No. There ain't no limit to where you go when you put your heart in it. We going far, but the sky is the limit. There ain't no place like home. It's the kids' free trip to Africa, going back to the motherland. You gon' wish you were there with us. Pack your bags 'cause we're leaving now. Kids' free trip to Africa, going back to the motherland. You gon' wish you were there with us. Pack your bags 'cause we're leaving now. It's the kids' free trip to Africa.
The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically black and proud media, from podcasts to independent black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available right now on Google Play and the Apple Store. Join the movement. Be empowered.
This Friday, the heartbeat of the motherland drops.
Let me show you now. We came from the motherland. I'ma hold you down.
Get ready for One Africa, the Imara Project.
Dancing in the city of the sun.
You smell like and taste like love.
A powerful celebration of our culture, our history, and our unity through the sounds of Afro beats and Afro soul.
Black and bold, doing the most. We are one people. We are one people.
From the bustling cities to the vibrant villages, from the drums to the mic, this is the music that connects us all.
She knows she's the truth with them braids, twist, Afro. I say you better let 'em know.
One Africa, streaming everywhere this Friday. One Africa, where the rhythm meets the soul.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Community Focus. We had an unfortunate incident happen here in Muskegon a few weeks back, and it was a sad story. I had a young lady that passed in foster home, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We have Mr. David Jones here with us today, and you may have seen the young lady. Her name was Lamila. She passed in a foster home. We have her grandfather, David Jones, here. We just want to talk a little bit about that incident, talk about what's taken place since then, and then there's a service taking place tomorrow I want to inform you about. So David, it's your granddaughter.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about her as a person, first of all.
she was a very kind, sweet young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she loved to cook.
Mm-hmm.
She loved her biological family.
Okay.
She was always trying to reach out to us
Mm-hmm.
and to kind of touch bases on that a little bit. Unfortunately, her sister needs 24-hour care.
Okay.
So a lot of the community is asking the questions like, and I like to kind of clear this up.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't the granddaddy get the baby,
Sure.
the babies?
Uh-huh.
Well, her sister, Leanna,
Okay.
needs 24-hour care,
Okay.
and I'm still a full-time employee.
Sure.
So we did go down to the county building,
Mm-hmm.
going through the, you know,
The
the
process.
processes
Uh-huh.
of adopting,
Okay.
me getting custody, but unfortunately, I couldn't meet all of those doctor appointments
Mm-hmm.
as demanded. She needed like 20 doctor's appointments
So,
within
I
a
see.
month.
Okay.
It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The courts was not willing to split them up,
I understand that. Yeah. And yeah, I get that.
and
Yeah.
I understand that.
Sure.
But back to Lamila,
Mm-hmm.
she loved to cook.
Okay.
She loved to help. She loved her biological father,
Mm-hmm.
my son Larvell.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he was not able at that time is to take her in and take
Okay.
care of her and her sister.
Sure.
So we did meet the adoptive mother.
Okay.
She's been by the house, like I've told this story many, many times. We
Okay.
broke bread together.
Okay.
It's not like we were alienated from each other. Oh, we're not going to, no, none of that.
Yeah. So she was open to them seeing their birth family, their
Correct.
biological
She
family.
was open to that.
Okay.
Uh, a little reluctant at first with my son because, for whatever reason,
Sure.
she probably just didn't want
Yeah.
Lamila to get so attached to him and not be to her. That's what I was taking it as.
Uh-huh.
But eventually she came around to bring him around.
Okay.
We go out, like I said, to Fruitport, to Old Fashioned Days. We go
Mhm.
to lunch at Mr. Quick.
Uh-huh.
She come by, sit in our living room at our table. We did things together
Sure. Mm-hmm.
with the adoptive mother.
Yeah.
And for some reason or another, it just, she stopped kind of coming around for a while.
Is that right? How
Yes.
long, over what period? How long did she have her total?
She had her for about 5, 6 years. She's in the fifth.
Okay.
So she had him for some years.
Okay.
But like I said, we still stayed in contact.
I got you.
The day that I heard about the incident was on her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's well, no, excuse me. Was the next day after her birthday.
Okay.
Excuse me. My son and I was in the kitchen cooking, joking about guess whose birthday it is today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, believe it or not, her life was being taken at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that hit home kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what you asked me about her, she was just a sweet, kind, gentle young lady
Mm-hmm.
who loved to take up for other students who were being misused.
Mm-hmm.
So that rumor got out there a little bit about her being tough, as if she was the bully.
Difficult. Mm-hmm.
But she
Yeah.
took up for the people that was being bullied.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that's clear about my
Mhm.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
There's one young guy out there, don't know his name, at that school she went to,
Mm-hmm.
told his mother all he wants for Christmas is Milo.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the Fruitport School District.
Mm-hmm.
And that touched me a lot.
Okay.
And right now we're trying to get a hold of him
Mm-hmm.
and his family to see if we can have him at the memorial to read
Okay.
that letter.
Yeah. And so again, and we talked before, if some of this is difficult to talk about, we'll understand that. For people that don't know, what is the incident that caused Milo's death as you understand it at this point in time?
What I'm understanding, I got more information last
Mhm.
week
Mm-hmm.
from a reliable source, is
Mhm.
that it started over a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
The adoptive mother didn't want her to have a sucker,
Mm-hmm.
candy sucker,
Mm-hmm.
on her birthday
Okay.
because it was going to raise her sugar level up, or her hypertension up, or hyperactiveness up. Excuse me.
So this whole incident happened on her birthday.
Yes, sir.
I didn't realize that from reading the stories.
Yes.
Okay, so you go back. I'm sorry, go back. So this whole incident about her having a sucker or some sugar on her birthday.
So she said they got into it about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the altercation started about.
Okay.
And from that point, what the adoptive mother is claiming is that she set on her to calm her down,
Mm-hmm.
and she became unresponsive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally sold on that right now because the autopsy report has not been released yet.
Yeah, it'll take a little while. So, is the prosecutor's office communicating with the family?
The prosecutor's office has been doing a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give them credit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say their names or not.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. They. I know they have people to work in those specific areas.
Okay.
So sure, you can.
Prosecutor DJ Hilson and Chief Prosecutor Matt Roberts has been doing a tremendous job on communicating with us and making this as a smooth process as possible.
Yeah.
I will have to give them credit for that.
Yeah. Now she has been charged
with manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
Yes.
And I know even for you to have to understand what manslaughter is versus first and second degree murder, because my and people in my family knew your granddaughter, and we were talking about like why people understand, well, why was she charged with this? And I'm sure they explained to you why she had to be charged with manslaughter.
They did. Prosecutor Matt Morris actually did explain that to me.
So you're satisfied with what they're charging her with?
Right.
I mean, it's probably not what I should say.
No,
you understand why they're
I understand.
charging her. Let me put it like
I understand the nature of the crime.
Sure.
Fits the charge.
Yeah.
At this time.
Without
that autopsy, something else could come up.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pending more information.
More information.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I know just a tragic loss for you and your family. So there's a service taking place tomorrow.
Service is taking place tomorrow at Christ Temple Apostolic Faith Church. Family hour starts at 11, and service starts at noon. And I'll touch on this a little bit. Her remains will be there.
Okay.
Because she was cremated relatively fast.
Okay. Now you all had no control over that.
We had no control to an extent.
Okay.
But we kind of moved. We didn't move fast enough.
I see.
Because if it wasn't for, and I have to put this out there, if it wasn't for the prosecutors, we wouldn't even have the remains there.
Is that right?
Yes.
Because again, she's in.
Yes.
And so you got the whole state's got to get involved in all these things.
And then we have to look at the adoptive family becomes the next of kin.
Yes. Yes.
When anything happens.
Yes.
And that's something for young ladies, young men is out there with children. Be careful signing away your rights to your children.
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult to get them back.
Yeah. I think the difference between being able to see somebody and see them versus what legal rights you have is making sure you understand the difference in the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's been a learning process. So the service will be tomorrow at Christ Temple. Now, let me ask you this because we can clear up the misinformation. So are there any fundraising efforts taking place? Because what happens nowadays, something happens and people will, without families' authorization, they start fundraising things sometimes that may or may not be something the families ask for.
Well, I know there is a GoFundMe out there for Mila. For Leanna, her sister.
Her sister.
Yes, there is one out there.
Okay. So now where is she currently?
She's in foster care, I believe it's in Kent County, Kent City.
Okay.
With a adoptive family that specializes in taking care of special needs children.
I see. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a very good family.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How are you doing? How's your son doing? How's the rest of the family doing?
Well, it was I was taken by it real bad at first.
Yeah. What helps you deal? What helps you? We got Christmas coming up. Your grandfather, Christmas, grandpas want to get the Christmas present. So what helps you deal with this?
Actually talking about it helps me. The good Lord Jesus, number one.
All right.
Okay, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yes.
The scripture that comes to my mind is Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. I read Psalms,
Mhm.
okay, 34 and 18.
Mhm.
Okay. You know, Lord is there for us, the ones that have the broken spirit,
Yes. Yes.
and just my church family.
Okay.
You know, all the church family.
Sure.
Pastor Michael Burrell,
Mhm.
his church, it lifts me up.
All right.
Pastor Avery Burrell,
Yes.
that Christ Simple family,
Mhm.
the community within itself.
Yeah.
Staying away from negative stuff on social media.
Yeah.
I just don't get into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I listen to the positive things. I think about the bright side,
Mhm.
the good times we did share with her,
Mhm.
and just knowing that there are some people out here in this world that do care, and in this city,
Mhm.
uh, this here itself
Mhm.
helps
Mhm.
getting it out there. My thing now is when I think back, I think more like, you know, your mind goes back, say, what could you have done to make this
Sure.
better?
Sure. Sure.
And there's nothing I can do,
Mhm.
but I can say this and voice my opinion to those out there. Listen, if you have loved ones and you can keep them, do that,
Mhm.
because uh, when they go into these foster care, I'm not knocking foster care, I'm
Sure.
not knocking the adoptive
Sure.
parents, know where they're at. I have to say this, and this is bad on our part. I've never been out to her place.
I see.
She made sure that we didn't get to come to her place.
You think about it now. She'd come to your house, everything, but you never went to
And
hers.
she was in a trailer park. Nothing
Okay.
against trailer parks.
I know what you're
I'm
saying,
not knocking them.
but you just didn't know
I
the
didn't
home
know.
environment.
I didn't know the home environment.
Yeah.
I didn't know the home environment, but
Okay.
she knew mine.
I see. I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Mhm.
and again, like you say, you run it through. You're human. You run through your mind. What could I have done different? What did
Yes.
I know? How do you think this experience has changed you?
It has changed me drastically.
Mhm.
It's been a big change.
Mhm.
It's made me think more about life.
Mhm.
It makes me think more about my loved ones, my other
Mhm.
grandchildren.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have. Ooh, I knew that question was coming up. I
You
got
did
kind
count
of
for
thinking. I have 4 in Texas.
Okay.
I have 5 in Detroit.
Okay.
I have, let me see, 1 in Flint,
Okay.
and then these 2.
Okay. If you
Yes.
miss one, they're gonna be mad.
They're gonna be
you-
mad at me. Yes,
Yeah.
I have grandchildren. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Uh, but it makes me think more family oriented.
Mhm.
I've always been a family oriented man,
Mhm.
but it even makes me think even more.
Yeah.
I told my family that this is not going to it's not going to derail us.
Sure. Yeah.
We're going to keep moving forward.
Mhm.
We're going to pick up the pieces.
Okay.
We're going to pray. We're going to fast,
Mhm.
and we're going to ask for forgiveness.
Okay.
That's one thing I told my family. We're not going to go into this ignorantly.
Okay. Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're not that kind of family.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I've told the media before, and I told everyone. I told my pastor. I said, I forgive her.
Mhm.
Now, do I believe in justice? Yes.
Mhm.
I believe justice must be served. But at this point in time, she is forgiven
Mhm.
because she has the courts to answer to,
Mhm.
and she also has a creator to answer to.
Sure. Sure.
And I'm gonna let him handle that part.
Mhm. Yeah. It sounds to me like, as I listen to you, Dave, you like say you want to be, take somebody. It's just like you use it as an opportunity to teach your children and your grandchildren about your faith,
Mm-hmm.
about what family means.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's exactly
awesome.
right. That's
Uh-huh.
very true.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, how much the service tomorrow? What? I know you've planned it out, but
Mhm.
what'll take place during the service tomorrow?
It will be like I said, family hour will start at 11. Services will start at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Bishop Avery Burrell will be officiating
Mm-hmm.
and doing the eulogy for that memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I got to give him a shout out. He stepped up with his church members and his family.
Sure. Shout out to Bishop Avery, a good friend of mine, and just a tremendous man of God.
Very tremendous man of God.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, in times like this, people step up. You know who care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it lifted a lot off of me.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give it to my brother-in-law, Vernell Smith.
Okay.
My sister, Josie Smith, her.
Oh, okay.
His wife.
Sure.
And even, I got to remember Jessica Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the child's mother, her biological mother.
Okay.
I can remember times, and I know she loved that baby.
Yeah.
She was in Walmart at one time, and she saw the adoptive mother with her
Yeah.
child, Lamila,
Yeah.
and she just ran to her and said, "Can I just see my baby?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, most mothers that didn't care wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And that resonates in my, you know, spirit and my mind. A lot of times I just see her running through Walmart trying to get in touch with her child.
Okay.
And even after this incident, she wanted to see her when she was deceased.
Sure.
We didn't get that opportunity
man.
because she was actually cremated in that same week. It was a quick cremation. And at one point, the family was like, "Okay, you all can have a funeral, a traditional." And then they were like, no response.
So it made it difficult to do an autopsy as well.
Yes, and then right after the autopsy, the body was cremated.
Well, so they did get a chance to do an autopsy before, but
yes,
shortly after that, she's cremated.
Right after that,
so with no chance to for viewing or anything.
No chance for viewing.
Okay.
So that kind of hit home, and of course the funeral home that was handling the cremation were not very sympathetic.
Yes, sir.
They were more business than family. When you hear the word funeral home, you think of family. That's what it means, home, family. But for that place, which is a franchise, they're more business, especially when it came to this situation with us.
Yeah. Well, I can say this whole thing just sort of rocked our community. You know, our church, like many, prayed for the family, and just some of my nieces and nephews knew the young lady, know some of the family. And just, I didn't know you were the grandfather today, but we were in school together.
Yes, we did.
It's just rocked the whole community, and I could tell, I could appreciate sitting here with you today, having a chance. You know, when I sit through the week and I kind of, I was like, who am I interviewing? And I didn't recognize the name, and I was like, this is going to be a tough interview. Like, how do you talk about this? So I appreciate you coming in and talking about it. But
appreciate you having me.
As we talk, one, clean up some misinformation. I know it's got to be hard when social media, when people start, why wasn't it this, and why things that people don't know. And like you say, you invest the time because you want, it's like, I'll take them, but realizing that one, and then we understand why people want to keep siblings together, but then you're working full time, and the care that her sister needs, which I wasn't aware of, and you don't hear people say, because people don't care about details.
No.
So I appreciate you making that clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for sometimes we don't want to go on social media and defend ourselves sometimes, but I'm glad we're able to use a show like this to get the correct information out.
I
for
appreciate
people
that.
To care to know the facts.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So Christmas is coming around. A week from we'll be after Christmas next week at this time. But what are the holidays going to be like for you?
It's going to be okay. My sister Josie reached out, said she wants to have Christmas dinner on Maffett. That's my house where we live.
Old family house.
Yes, old family house.
Okay.
Right. Yes,
I mean, but yeah. So when you're from Muskegon High, when you say certain things, okay, so the big house on Maffett.
That's exactly right. It'll be without Lamila, it'll be different, but we're gonna make it through.
Okay.
We're gonna make it through. That's the plans for for the holiday.
Okay, just hug everybody a little bit tighter and
hook everybody a little tighter.
Yeah.
Like I said, my family they're pretty strong.
Good.
And that comes from faith. Sure. I just got to keep putting that out there.
Oh yeah.
It comes from the good Lord above. Without him, I don't know where I would be.
Okay.
I just don't know where I would be.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I can back in the days when I was a teenager, it would be a different story.
I know.
So I don't want to go there.
But I was going to say, train up a child when you go when they're old, they don't depart.
Not
you get something down in the roots.
That's right.
And so, if the Lord spares us long enough, because I wasn't always this guy. I tell you, you see a different version.
Yes.
But the Lord spares us long enough, we get a chance to come to our senses. Like the prodigal son returned home.
Return home. So,
yes.
Well, Christmas is going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have dinner, and just enjoy and take it a day at a time. It's a healing process.
Sure.
To lose a loved one, especially a direct loved one, like a child or grandchild. I see what it feels like now. A lot of times, I read the media and someone lost a child, whatever means, however they died, and I'm like, man, but you don't know until it actually happens.
Sure.
It just doesn't happen. Like I said, and all kind of thoughts go through your mind about woulda, coulda. I wish I had done this. Could I have done that better? But at the end of the day, normally you done with all you could have. We weren't expecting this to happen. When we let her go to that family, we actually thought one day we'd be able to get her back. When she gets a little older, she's gonna want to see her.
Sure.
And that started happening.
Yeah.
I know it did.
Yeah.
And I said, we'll just work that way, Larvell. That's my son, Larvell. I said, we'll just work back until we get her back into our custody. We do have her coming by now with the adoptive mother. And, like I said, I would say her name. Sherry was, I was taken back by this when this happened. I told her before, I felt betrayed. I do. I really do by that family. I just feel like I've been betrayed. Not only even by her, but even by the adoptive system. That down there, we put our trust in you all to put her in a family that she'd be taken care of until she become a grown lady and get out, move on her own, marry, and do what she want to do. Well, that didn't happen. She was only hours of being 11. She died on her birthday. Not the next day, but think about that. Only 11 years old for a few hours. And that hits home a lot with me too.
Sure.
So I think about that.
Yeah. I think you say, being, but again, this is somebody you said came in your home, and so it's not what you expected.
Not what you expected.
And again, people say like, well, you had to know something to see something.
No, you kind of always got those thoughts. I hope she's been treated right. And that always comes.
Yeah.
Especially because we know that blood is thicker than the mud. No matter, I don't care how you adopt a child out, or someone else takes them. You got adoption, then you got foster care. My advice to anyone out there: before you sign off your rights to have your child adopted, keep them in foster care. You have a better chance of getting them back.
Yeah. When was the last time you had seen her?
It's been a while. It's been some months.
Okay.
It's been some months the last time I saw her.
Okay. I know you said that things were kind of changed.
She changed, yes.
Over the last couple of months.
And then this one we called out Sunday, getting ready to call her, my son and I, on her birthday. And the next day I thought about it. But the next day when I thought about it, I was getting a message that she was dead. Yeah.
Now her sister, you said she's in Kent County, getting a special type of home.
Yes.
You get a chance to see her or check on her?
Oh, well, my sister and I are working on trying to get custody of her now.
Okay. But it's, again, for people maybe didn't hear the first part, again, she's her sister, it's 24-hour medical care.
Yes.
You still work. And so she's on feeding tube. So
yes.
So she needs to be in a special kind of place, or if you get her, you got to be prepared.
I have to be
for
prepared.
that kind of care.
I have to
which is a lot.
24. That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Doable.
Yes.
But it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so you have to kind of prepare for that.
I have to prepare for that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Okay. Yeah. David, I appreciate you coming in. Anything else that we didn't talk about and ask you want to make sure you let people know out there?
Pretty much covered it all. Again, stay as close to your loved ones as possible. I do want to give a shout out to Carter Funeral Home. He's been a great help in this situation as well. I don't want to leave him out. I'm trying to think about all these people that's been supportive. Yeah. And he's been very, very supportive. Okay. Eric from Carter Funeral Home.
Say your granddaughter's full name.
Lamila Jones.
Lamila Jones. I want to say her name. Folks, remember the family in your prayers and your thoughts this weekend. David, again, thanks for coming in. I know you said you're a little nervous, but I'll tell you, you've done an excellent job representing your family and yourself and what you all have done and sharing some very difficult times. So I appreciate you coming in to spend some time with us today.
And I appreciate you having me.
All right. I'm going to make a few closing thoughts, folks. Again, for those that my brother Gregory T said, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, brother Gregory T. And brother, get well. Let's get back to doing this in 2026. Folks, whether, my faith, I celebrate Christmas, me and my family. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, this is a time of year We talk about family. We talk about loved ones. My brother Gregory T.R. says this is a good time to go out and be a blessing to other people. If you don't figure out something between now and next week, a way to make somebody smile or bless somebody's life, start now. Set some goals for 2026. Your life is meant to be shared with other people, good or bad. We're meant to live together. We're meant to live in family. We're meant to live in community with one another. Let's be intentional about our life and how we live it and share it with other people. All right. To the folks here at 103.7 The Beat. Hey, Vern, my brother, I didn't realize this was your brother-in-law. I love you, man. You have a Merry Christmas. To the folks here at 103.7 The Beat, to PA, Big Rob, Meehan, Lady J, you guys, you all are the best. I appreciate this opportunity you all give us to share with the community. We appreciate it so much. My brother, Michael Anthony, good to see you listening like you always do. Appreciate you. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 Black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically Black and proud media, from podcasts to independent Black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available